Hello, in this video I'm going to be looking at the budget gaming laptops that are available on Costco. And I'm looking at the deals that are available Wednesday, 12/4/2024. In this video I'm only going to look at laptops that have dedicated graphics cards, and right now all I have are dedicated graphics cards from NVIDIA. So all the laptops with dedicated graphics cards right now are using NVIDIA. In the past they had some that had AMD Radeon dedicated graphics cards and Intel Arc dedicated graphics cards, but right now they don't, because on this page I searched for the Intel Arc graphics and the AMD Radeon, and these are all integrated graphics. So all these are integrated graphics, so I'm not going to be looking at those. Now some of these Intel Ultra integrated graphics here, the Intel Ultra, these are pretty good for the integrated graphics. These could be used for lightweight gaming, but they're not as powerful as the current NVIDIA dedicated graphics cards. So in this video I'm only looking at the ones that have dedicated graphics cards, and I'm also only going to look at laptops that are $1,200 and under, because I consider that to be a budget laptop. So I'll be looking at this one and below. So there's 8 right now, so I'm only going to look at these 8, and this one's $1,300 and up, because I'm searching by price here, low to high. So there's currently only 8 that I'm going to be looking at. I'm not considering the RTX 2050 or the MX 570 because they're not powerful enough. I'm not considering the RTX 3050 or the RTX 4050 because they don't have anything available at a low enough price. There's only one available with the 3050 and one available with the 4050, but they're not a low enough price. And just to let you know, the RTX 3050 is the older generation to the 4000 series, and the 3000 series uses more power and is generally not as powerful as the 4000 series. So everything else that I'm looking at $1,200 and less is the 4060. So this one, Acer Aspire, uses the 2050, so that's out. This HP Pavilion uses the MX 570, so that's out. This HP Envy uses the 3050, so that's out. And this Lenovo IdeaPad Pro uses the RTX 4050, so that's out because of the price. If they had something with a 4050 at a cheap enough price, like around $700, then I might consider it. So everything else on this section is this one here and this one here, which is the 4060 and the 4060, the MSI Katana and the Lenovo Legion. Now there's nothing on the MSI Katana or the Lenovo Legion that I think is better or significantly better than these lower priced ones above, so I wouldn't consider those. So the only two that I would consider are the MSI Sword and the HP Envy. So I would consider both of these. The first one, the MSI Sword, I think is a good deal, and I would consider this one at $879.99, so basically $880. This has 16-inch display, 16 gigabytes memory, 1 terabyte SSD, and the RTX 4060. It has a 14th gen Intel Core 7 14650HX. This I consider a pretty good deal. It's got a RGB colored keyboard, which looks really nice. It's a nice looking laptop. Now this next HP Envy is only $20 more, and I actually like this better. And the reason I like this better is because it's got double the memory and double the SSD, 32 gigabytes memory and 2 terabytes SSD. It's got the same RTX 4060 and the same 16-inch. Plus it's got a touchscreen. This one doesn't have a touchscreen. So for only $20 more, you're getting double the memory and double the SSD. Now the CPU is an older generation, 13th gen Intel Core i7 13700H. So the 14th gen CPU is newer generation, so that's better. But you're not buying this primarily for the CPU, and it's not significantly different. So you both have the RTX 4060, which is what you're buying this for. So if it were me, I'd prefer the HP Envy. Plus the HP Envy has a better display, 2560 by 1600. Now if you have to have one that looks more like a gaming laptop with the RGB keyboard, you might want to go for this one at $880. It does have the newer 14th gen Intel Core i7, but I would prefer the HP Envy. Almost everything is better, except it doesn't have the RGB keyboard. It doesn't have it's got the 13th gen instead of the 14th gen, but it's got the double the memory and double the SSD. It's got Wi-Fi 6E, Wi-Fi 7's out now, but Wi-Fi 6 is still very common. So that doesn't bother me. It's got a 16-inch touchscreen, 2560 by 1600, 400 nits, and it goes up to 120 hertz. So that's got a really good screen. So if it were me, I would prefer the HP Envy 16-inch touchscreen laptop. And I'm actually thinking about getting this laptop for myself, but I haven't decided yet. If I do decide to get it, I'll do an unboxing on my channel. But out of all the laptops currently available at $1,200 or less with a dedicated GPU, I prefer the HP Envy 16-inch touchscreen at $900. And if you're interested, this one's on sale until 12/8/2024.